Hi flutists. No doubt we're all feeling a bit bewildered about what's going on in the world. I think this time of self-isolation, being on our own, is a perfect chance for we musicians to practice, to reflect, to work on the spiritual connection that we have with our sound, to make that commitment that sometimes I think some music students don't have, of practicing every day for a certain amount of time. I have spent years working out what my practice structure is, and I hope to be able to have the time over the next short while, hopefully it's a short while, to help you with some ideas about how to structure the practice. So to begin with, the first thing I ever talk about is the sound, why we need to practice sound. The sound should be a true reflection of your true personality, a connection to your deeper being, a connection to your greater mind, and it should be something generous that you are happy to share with. When you play, you tell a story, and the sound of your flute is really the sound of your being traveling out to the listener. We don't want to force when we play. We want to have a beautiful arch of sound that goes from one note to the next. Playing should feel like flying or like swimming, gliding underwater. And so this is why I love to do this particular sound exercise over the entire range of the flute, and I do this on a daily basis. When we play a phrase, we really want the phrase to sound like one note that changes pitch, like one sentence that has a clear direction. This is why we practice a semitone to the next semitone, and just in groups of 2 notes to start with. Rely on the diaphragm and the support from your lungs for the sound. Don't support the sound on the throat. This is why we start in the 2nd register. Because you must use the diaphragm to create that note. Make the 2nd note your destination. Try to vibrate a little tiny bit within the note. Always have this feeling of expression and singing. Never force the sound. Don't overblow. Not this. Musically, playing like this is like yelling at someone. That is not what you want. So I like to do this exercise over the entire range, right down to the lowest note on the flute. When you get to the lowest note, come back up again the same way. Going up until the next octave. And this is really like a yoga exercise for the flute. It's like how a sports person would stretch before doing a big run or a big swim. So treat this like a wonderful relaxation stretch exercise that puts you and your senses in touch with the sound you make. Another thing to think about is make sure the sound that you make really turns you on, that you really like this sound. Play like you're talking to someone you love. Up to the next octave. And just a little bit of vibrato so that you can always feel that you've got access to the singer within you. keep going up to your top note. Right up to top D or top D sharp, top C, then come back down. And so on down to the note that you started. You can do this exercise in different ways. Some days you might not feel like just doing 2 notes. You might want to improvise around this exercise, which is apparently what Marcel Moyse used to do. For example, or notice how I'm playing it as if I'm playing a beautiful adagio. So I hope this exercise helps you. I'll be back with another one to do with sound soon. Play beautifully, play musically. If you don't love the sound you're making, guaranteed that other people won't. Try not to shout through the voice of your flute, but always to sing. You know, Joan Sutherland, the fabulous soprano, who was a friend of mine, said to me once, I really need to know where every note lives in my body. And this exercise will really set you up so that you know that you can sing every note without forcing, properly supported and beautifully controlled. Do enjoy this time during the crisis of the coronavirus. Be grateful for the time we've been given to practice.